Hi everyone, my name is Brooklyn Burkhart, and today I'm going to be talking about phonemic awareness and phonics. So first of all, what is phonemic awareness? So phonemic awareness is the ability to orally manipulate phonemes in words, and phonemes are the smallest mental units of sound that help to differentiate units of meaning. Separating the phonemes or sounds in words is a part of phonemic awareness. So realizing that each word and each letter of that word is made into very different sounds. So being able to separate the sounds out to be able to get the word out, and understanding that each letter has its own sound, and that is what makes a whole word. So next, what is the importance of phonemic awareness? So phonemic awareness is important because it helps readers notice that letters make up sounds. It gets the readers ready for print. So if they're able to come to a word that they're not understanding and they don't know, they realize that they can sound that word out because each one of those letters has its own sound, and they can sound it out to figure out what that word is, and it helps them be able to fluently read eventually. It also gives readers a way to sound out and figure out new words. Like I said, it helps them to realize that they can sound out words because they know that those letters make up individual sounds. And it helps readers understand the alphabetic principle, which is that the letters in words are represented by sounds. Like I said, helps them to see that these letters make up their own sounds and they can figure out the words that they're reading. Next is developing children's phonemic awareness, and how do you do that? So phonemic awareness is typically only taught in kindergarten and first grade, and that's usually when it's mastered. So in kindergarten, they focus on simple tasks because this is when they're first learning about phonemic awareness and learning about sounds of letters and putting them together to be able to read eventually. So they focus on rhyming, matching words with beginning sounds, and blending sounds to make those words. So then in first grade, they focus on more advanced tasks, such as blending sounds together, segmentation, which is finding all the sounds in a word, and the substitution and manipulation of phonemes, which is changing the first sound in a word to a new sound to make a new word. So one activity or strategy for phonemic awareness would be blending. So you could work on this in a small group, individually, as a whole group, but what you would do is you could say the sound of a word and ask what the whole word is. And for example, you would break apart the words, so you would say k, at. What's the word I just said? And they would say cat. Or you could say d, ah, g. And being able for them to be able to put those sounds together to make the whole word is really helping with their phonemic awareness. Another strategy, like I listed on the page before this, was to replace a word or replace a letter. So if you said with the word car and you said replace the with n, k, and, oh, that's a new word that they just made. So being able to do that is another great strategy to work on phonemic awareness. So next we're moving into phonics. So what is phonics? Phonics goes hand in hand with phonemic awareness, but they're two totally separate things, and people get that confused because phonemic and phonics, and they sound like they should be the same thing, but they're actually different. So phonics is the use of the sound-symbol relationships to recognize words. So the relationship between the letters of written language and the sounds of spoken language. Phonics is a method of teaching the reading and writing of an alphabetic language. So here is phonemic awareness and phonics. So kind of the differences, how they go together. So phonemic awareness is oral and focuses more on the sounds. So you're working on being able to realize that each word has its own sound, or each letter has its own sound to make up those words. And then phonics focuses more on the sound-spelling relationship and focuses on print. So if you were to go in a classroom and be present for their phonics portion of their day, you would see them maybe doing worksheets or working on writing activities more so, and like letters on the board. And if they're working on phonemic awareness, it would be more realizing that those letters go together in order for them to read things. So while phonemic awareness is important to teach students how to read, phonics is more about teaching students how to write, like I said. Knowing the sounds of words and being able to break apart the sounds is phonemic awareness, which that can also help with putting those onto paper and spelling them, which is phonics. So they do go hand in hand, but they are their own special thing and they're different for sure. So those are kind of how they go together and their differences. So how to teach phonics. The best way to teach phonics is through instruction and activities. The most useful phonics skills are most often taught in a predetermined sequence. So all teachers or most teachers will have a certain way and a certain, like I said, predetermined sequence that they will teach the phonics skills in. First, most teachers would start with consonants, and so those are like all your regular letters, and then introduce short vowels, so your A, E, I, O, U, the short sounds, so that students can read and spell CVC words, which are consonant, vowel, consonant words, like cat or bat, anything that it has a consonant, vowel, consonant, and those are like the first words that students will start to read. So next they are taught about consonant blends, digraphs, and long vowels so that they can read and spell CVCE words, which would be like bike, like with that silent E at the end. And then they are taught, oh, and this will also help them to read and spell words that are CVVC words, which are consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant words, which are when those two vowels in the middle go together and make a different type of sound. So clean, words like that. And then lastly, students are taught about the less common vowel digraphs and diphthongs. So those are words like claw and bought. Okay, next for phonics, an activity that you could use or a strategy would be sounding words out. So there are a couple different strategies that are really useful when teaching and learning phonics. So sounding words out, I think, is a very important one and really helpful for students. So students convert letters and patterns of letters into sounds and blend them together to pronounce words. And sounding words out can help a student, if they know how to do this skill and they know the sounds of the words, will help them be able to read new words, read new books, and be really helpful for them. And this strategy is most effective when reading regular one-syllable words. And these are my citations. Thank you.